Hello, this is Irma Baker welcoming you to our show. We're sponsored by RSVP, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, which is a part of Mature Services. A kaleidoscope, according to the dictionary, offers a constantly changing group of bright objects. This is what we hope to achieve with these programs. We're highlighting interesting organizations, activities, and people in our viewing area. After these messages, we'll be right back to meet our guest.
RSVP of Summit County has been making a difference in our community since 1972. RSVP volunteers are increasing the quality of life by participating in programs and organizations that provide important services to the community. RSVP matches personal interests and skills with opportunities to serve. If you're interested in adding more meaning to your life and improving the lives of others, please call 330-253-4597, extension 166.
Welcome back. Our guest today is Robert Fenn from the Social Security Administration. Robert, it's great to have you with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me again.
Well, this has become an annual event because, if anything, Social Security is more and more on the minds of, and I'm going to say something here that maybe surprises people, but it's on the minds of everyone.
Yes.
It's not just for people in that over 60, over 65 group.
Correct.
Tell us, what is it about Social Security that people who are younger should be thinking about?
Well, I guess I can bounce on two things that you said there as far as it being on so many individuals' minds. Well, the next 20 years, 80 million individuals are potentially looking to file for the Social Security benefits. So those who are looking to file, they have family members, whether they're still raising their children or they're assisting their parents. So that's a good sandwich, if you will, of individuals who are thinking about Social Security because it affects so many people. In 2010, over 53 million people received a form of Social Security. So individuals are thinking, well, I'm younger. Does it affect me? Well, yes. Younger individuals, when they work at the age of 16, they pay into Social Security by credits. Those, as they progress in years, they're paying, and then eventually, at the age of 62, those individuals can look to file. And then, of course, you have those who are who are receiving benefits in a later age. So hopefully we'll continue to expound on that.
Now, when you say younger people are paying into Social Security, that's something that they see every paycheck or every pay stub, pay statement now,
That's
that
right.
there's direct deposit on so many things.
That's right.
And they see it coming out. But is that the only evidence of Social Security in their lives?
Well, primarily if an individual works and they pay what we call on their pay stubs that they'll look at is that FICA tax. When they see that FICA tax, so they'll see their salary started at 1, and then now here's a net amount. So it started at gross and has a net amount. Well, part of that is paid into the Social Security system. In fact, the percentage-wise was 7.65% pays into it. Your employer pays the other 7.65. That equals 13.3 of a Social Security tax that's paid into them. Now this year, in 2011, for those who are working, they pay 5.65%. It was a 2%. That was part of the new 2011 Act that says that there is a reduction on how much individuals pay into Social Security. The employers still pay the same amount. So my point is that younger individuals, as soon as they work, they pay into the Social Security system. Now when they turn age 25, 3 months before they turn 25, anyone 25 and older, they start to receive one of those Social Security statements, those white letters that we mailed out with the little green writing in the background in it. And
So that just comes out of the blue?
Comes out, well, not out of the blue, but it's based upon IRS submitting a document to Social Security, so therefore they can see their actual years that they paid into Social Security, but as long as they're over age 25, 3 months before that, they will get that on an annual basis. So 3 months before their birthday.
I didn't realize that it starts that early.
Yes.
So people are actually getting communication from the Social Security Administration from the time they're 25.
Correct.
And how should they use this information?
That statement is very, very important. Thank you for asking that, because that statement allows an individual to kind of forecast and kind of plot a future for themselves. Social Security has always meant to be part of the nest egg, not their sole asset, even though I know that many individuals do depend on Social Security for their income. but it's always been part of, previously it was called a three-legged stool. And so we want individuals to look at that statement, make sure their name is correct, first and last name, make sure their birthday is correct, make sure that those years that they paid into Social Security are added in that listing. And they can read that statement, they can find out certain things like our calculations, how do we come up with the benefit, meaning how do we go to our website at socialsecurity.gov to figure that out. They can also see, have they earned enough credits for retirement benefits? Listed right there. What about disabilities? Listed right there. What's my full retirement age? What if I decide to wait past my full retirement age? All that information is listed right on that statement. So yes, it's very important that individuals read that starting at age 25.
Well, it sounds to me that that should be part of someone's retirement package. As you mentioned, the three-legged stool
Yes.
is just one piece. Don't depend on Social Security to take care of all your financial needs after you retire. It sounds like that's something they should even be taking to their financial planner.
Yes.
Or their retirement specialist, or determining from that how much they want to put into a 401k
Right.
or any of that type of information. So it's a tool for people to use. Now, you said that you get this statement coming through, and I remember seeing it. I don't think I ever noticed exactly when it came.
Yes.
It's nice of you to tell me
It's 3
that
months.
it's 3 months before my birthday.
Correct.
Starting at age 25. So that's something annually that people can look forward to receiving. And it's kind of nice to see them and say, oh, okay, if I retire at age 62, here's how much I'd get every month. But if I wait until 65 or 67 or whatever the age, retirement age is, it helps me to see what bit
Right.
of income is there. Now, is that the only way that I have? Do I have to rely on this piece of paper that comes through the mail once a year, or can I get that information at other times during the year?
At any time, an individual can contact Social Security. Now, there's a variety of ways. One, they can contact the 800 number, which is 1-800-772-1213, and they can request a statement that way. Tried and true, of course, they can go into any local Social Security office to request that statement. But the most easy or most efficient way for them to do that is online. They can go to socialsecurity.gov, and we have a new web page, which came about in November, I believe, 15th. And on the left-hand side, we have what we call a channel guide. And it gives some of the most frequent questions that we receive. And one of those questions is, well, what about the statement? You know, how do I get a Social Security card? Where's the local office? And that statement, they can click on that link, answer some basic questions, and we can have a statement mailed out to that person. And then that statement, also on the statement, or whether online, they can use our calculators to help project what they can receive. That Social Security statement is an estimate. So if I were to use that estimate and look at it at, say, age 33, who knows what's going to happen between 33 and an age 62 when you file for retirement benefits? Maybe you're a millionaire by that time. So be it. But before that time frame, if I'm, let's say, age 60, the more accurate it is. You know, that statement is using their last salary and giving an estimate of what they could receive for retirement benefits. So again, they have the option of waiting for that statement or requesting the statement online, or they can use our estimator or our calculators. If I can, the retirement estimator is on our website. If someone goes to socialsecurity.gov, on the left-hand side, see the word retirement, click on that. The retirement estimator is that same statement on the computer. It's behind the screens. So someone can answer 5 simple questions, basic questions, first name, last name, mother's maiden name, answer those questions, and they can allow Social Security to pull the information up behind the screen again and help them calculate what they can receive from Social Security. They would type in, I'm age 62, I want to retire in December 2012, and I'm making $50,000. Hit enter, and it'll tell them exactly what they can receive from Social Security. They can print that out and take it to those individuals that you mentioned, the financial advisor or the spouse, or maybe that's one in the same. So they can do that at any time. It's a great option for people to kind of see exactly where they're going with Social Security.
Well, the way you're describing it, it does not sound intimidating at all. You know, sometimes I get on these websites and it's like, oh my gosh, how much do I have to do here? There's a ton of questions there, but you're saying 5 simple questions and you can get an estimate?
Yes, and matter of fact, our website gets evaluated. from consumers and what have you, to see how easy it is. Our website, believe it or not, actually bid out Netflix. So we actually are really proud to know that our website, how easy it is, how simple it is to get the information, and again, it just helps people put something tangible in their hand. Something I should preface that, or at least say with that, is that if someone uses our website, one is very safe and secure. When they print something out, it doesn't show any of that pertinent information. It only says a dollar amount. So therefore, they don't have to worry about was my mother's name on there or anything like that, or my years of salary. Is only going to show their dollar amount. So it's a great option. Love the tool.
Oh, that's a nice security measure to have that, because you don't want that kind of information floating around.
Not at all.
So I just thought of something that I learned about you that I hadn't known before, and I think it's valuable to our viewing audience, and that's that this is not their only opportunity to hear you on or to get this information from you on this broadcast, but you are a regular columnist with the Akron Beacon-Journal. Tell us a little bit about that and what you do there.
Yes, well, you had me scared there. I thought you saw me take the cookies out my wife's cookie jar last night.
She called me about that.
She called you about it. I knew it. But yes, I do have an article which goes into the Akron Beacon-Journal. My whole reason behind that is just to be able to give the information. Akron Beacon-Journal has been very cordial and allows me to have that avenue to reach so many individuals. I also have information that's in the senior forum. If people read those, and whether they're at a local restaurant, they can see it in front of in the red or blue containers. In the Wayne County area, the weekly, or the Worcester Weekly, I believe the title is. It's the information is there. So there's different pockets where I've been able to place information in regards to Social Security. And as you said before, I'm also a public speaker, meaning that I can go to anyone's company, church, organization, and speak about Social Security.
That makes you a very valuable asset to our community, and it's good to know that Social Security is that accessible to people. Now, we talked a little bit about why people of any age should be interested in what's happening with Social Security, but I think there is a special group of people who probably need you more than anyone else right now, and that's the people who are going to be filing for the first time, whether it's age 62 or what. What should people who are approaching that filing date need to know?
Yeah, thank you. One, again, I will start with that Social Security statement. Make sure they recognize that everything is correct on their age, date of birth, what have you.
What should they do if it's not? If
it's not correct, then the individual has the opportunity either before or after they file for benefits to have it corrected. Meaning that if they are 57 or 59 and 60, whatever it may be, they can get a copy of their birth certificate, the actual document from the vital statistics, bring it to a local Social Security office, and we can have that changed as long as they have their driver's license coupled with that birth certificate. And then we can make sure that changes before the next time a statement comes out to them. If they were adopted, maybe they need an adoption decree. If they were married and they didn't change their name, we can have it changed that way. If they were married and divorced and remarried, we'll just ask for those same documents, the marriage and divorce decree. So anything can be taken care of then. If they waited until they filed for Social Security benefits, we'll take care of it at that time. So as long as those basics are taken care of, then we can guide them into filing that application. I encourage everyone, they can contact us as early as 3 months before they turn age 62 if they're thinking of filing or retiring from their job by 62. They can use our website, socialsecurity.gov, in order to file an application. Now let me make sure I say this. People have several options again. They can contact the 800 number, 772-1213. They can set up an appointment. That appointment can be made for the local office to call them back at home, or it can be made for them to come to the office. They can go into the local office. Now, if anyone is watching this show, they know that the local office commonly is packed. So they have another option, which is our online services. They go to our website, see the word retirement, click on it, and they can actually apply for retirement benefits online. It takes an average of 15 minutes. Now, the difference is when they file online, once they hit enter, it sends it to the local office. The local office has individuals designated to help them process that claim. So we'll see it on our computer, give them a call and say, thank you for filing online. Let's make sure everything is A-OK. Everything is A-OK online. We hit enter, application is complete. Before, we did need each individual's birth certificate. We no longer need that because we know that all of our information, if it matches up with what you're saying, no need for the birth certificate. Now, if a person needed to, let's say, submit a marriage certificate, we'll still allow them. They can apply online, hit enter, and then we'll contact them. Mr. Smith, thank you for submitting your application. I am the individual that you need to bring this to. Then we'll mail an envelope to them, and then they can bring it at a set time, which saves gas, especially if it goes up, which also saves their time and their effort. It's a great process that I'm hoping that many individuals continue to seek when they're thinking about filing for their Social Security benefits.
Sounds like there are a lot of good checks and balances. So the security issues are taken care of
Yes.
as well. It's personal security as well as Social Security
That's right.
that we're talking about here. And it sounds like a lot of that has been built into the system. Now, you've mentioned a number of times today 62 as the filing date. Do you get full benefits at 62?
Oh, anyone who files, well, I'll say it this way. The full retirement age for people who were born between 1943 and 1954, their full retirement age is age 66. Anyone who is in that year range, 43 to 54, they still have the option of filing at age 62. This is what we call a reduced benefit. If they file at 66, they get their full benefit. File at 62, it's a reduced benefit. Math-wise, 100% at 66, 75% or so around 62. They can file at any age in between there if they retire, or if they're still working, then we'll look at their salary to determine when they can receive a payment. So they still can file at 62, but it is a reduced benefit which they're locked into. Now, what I receive, and I'm speaking to the public, is, well, if I turn 62 and get my check, does the check go up when I turn 66? No. You are receiving a locked-in benefit. The only way that it's going to increase if there's a cost of living adjustment, then there will be an increase in that payment. Otherwise, you're receiving that benefit. No one at the local Social Security office is going to say, we want you to file 63, you to file 65. Reason being is it's really your choice. And if I can be a little frank, people, by the time you're 62, you've raised children, you've served in the military, you've gotten insurance for your car, for your house and home. People are really equipped with trying to decide, when I want to file. Now, we will assist that individual and help them with options as far as compare this, compare that. But no one at the local office will say, this is the one you need to take, because it's really going to be up to them.
So it's your choice, but what you have to help you with that choice is that estimate we were talking
That's
about
right.
before, because it's going to show you, okay, if you retire at 62, here's what your monthly benefit is estimated to be.
Correct.
Because as you said, it's not really firm until you actually make that application.
Correct.
But you can see the difference if you wait. And particularly for someone who's still working, it may be to their benefit to wait or to forestall retirement for a few years.
Yes, if I may, when people retire or stall filing for the Social Security benefit, there's something what Social Security calls delayed retirement credits. So if I decided to wait after 66, I get 8% added to my Social Security estimate. I get 8% up to the year I turn 70. So if I waited to age 70, my Social Security check would increase by 32%. This is how they can look at their Social Security statement. Age 62, maybe it'll say $1,000. 66, maybe it'll say $1,500. Then at age 70, it'll say something like $1,900 or $2,000, a higher increase, all because of those delayed retirement credits. So it starts with that statement again, reading that statement, being aware of it, and going to our website, using the calculators, using the estimator to kind of figure out their path of which one they're going to choose.
What's the difference between a calculator and an estimator?
A calculator will allow you to put in certain earnings. So let's say I've been working from 1970 to 2000. And now we're in 2011 and I didn't work in between those years. Well, some people might say, well, what if I did work? They can put your years in there. Or I worked all the way up to 2011 and I'm thinking in 2012 I'm going to work part-time. I want to know if this is going to affect me or not. They can type in that. And so the estimator and the calculator, the estimator pulls up your actual earnings. The calculator allows you to kind of play with some, I don't want to say unfactual numbers, but you can put other numbers in there to kind of estimate what you can receive or calculate what you could have received. Either one of them, I would suggest to use, but the estimator is the one that's going to be more factual.
Now, is there anything else that someone who is approaching either age 62 or any of those ages when you are eligible to file for Social Security, what else should that person approaching that eligibility think about?
Well, Social Security's policies are gender neutral. And so when I say that, it means that just the same as my wife could look to file for benefit on my record, I also could look to file for benefit on her. So when they're reaching age 62, I want them to think about their spouse. Is their spouse still working? Do they have children? Children are also potentially eligible. So I'm 62, and let's say I have a child who's age 15. That child is also eligible for a benefit. Of course, the person should also be thinking about Medicare. Medicare starts at the age 65. Even though the full retirement age may have moved up for some people and is 66, but their Medicare starts at 65. So my point is, some employers may say, you have to file for your Medicare benefits, because they're looking to see who's primary and who's secondary. So if I'm 65, I can look to file for my Medicare benefits, and then at a later date, accept there's different parts of Medicare, the A, B, C, and D. They can accept the Part B or decline the Part B, depending on if they're working. So my point is that when I'm 62, I need to think about, well, how much could I receive? What about my family? And what about Medicare? Do I need to take it? Do I need to delay it? If I decide to keep working past 65 and your company says you don't have to take it, you're A-okay. If the company says you do have to take it, they can file for that Medicare Part A, which is free, as long as they have those 40 credits, as long as they paid into Social Security, as long as they looked at that statement, and that statement has a dollar amount, that means they have their credits. They'll get the Part A, and they can decline that Part B, and when they retire, then they can accept that Part B again. So they must, think about it, talk to their spouse or themselves, talk to the HR department, kind of consider, do I need to take Medicare or not? And then talk to Social Security, and we can kind of say, okay, this is where you are, and this is the path you can take.
Well, you bring up Medicare, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that is such a confusing area, and particularly the prescription area. What do we need to know about the prescription aspect of it?
Yes. In 2003, it was enacted the Medicare Part D. Okay? So A, B, C, and D of Medicare. A is when individuals stay in the hospital, pays for a period of time. Part B is the doctor's visits, the blood work, the x-rays, the exams. Part C is if someone went and got an HMO plan, known as Medicare Advantage plans. And those plans act as if they're A, B, or D. That Part D does have a premium. An individual will pick their premium. Now, with Social Security, we have what we call extra help. If they pick a plan that has a high premium, based on their salary or their income and their resources, Social Security may enroll them into the plan to get extra help, paying for those co-payments, those deductibles, or those premiums. If a person's up late at night, they may see Chubby Checker on television. He's speaking about our Medicare prescription program. And they can find that program, again, on our website, socialsecurity.gov. There's a retirement button, and there's also a Medicare button. Click on that button, and then they will see Chubby Checker, or in the words, extra help for our prescription program.
Are there any other changes or anything else that we haven't covered that we really should?
Well, some of the individuals who are receiving benefits now, in December 2010, December 8th, 2010, it was enacted that an individual cannot resubmit their benefits. My point is, before then, an individual could submit to Social Security all the earnings that they receive from Social Security, and then in turn get a higher benefit. After December 8th, 2010, you only can do that one time, and you have to do it within 12 months of you filing for your benefits. So what Social Security is trying to do is try to make sure that we're not constantly filing a claim, processing the claim, paying a claim, and then starting it all over again multiple times. So that's what we're looking to do.
So it's taking care of confusion and also being a more efficient way to do it.
Yes.
Well, I cannot tell you how quickly this time has come. It has been wonderful having you with us today, and thank you for sharing so much of this information. I hope that people will go to your website and to the 800 number, check their local office, and we hope that this really has been a good opportunity for you to learn more about Social Security. Please do remember our sponsor, RSVP, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and we hope that you will tune in again next time for our show. This is Irma Baker. Thank you for viewing.
Since 1971, RSVP has been matching volunteers' talents to community needs. RSVP is affiliated with the Corporation for National and Community Service, a national organization that supports service and volunteering through grant-funded projects. Volunteers organize neighborhood watch programs, tutor children, renovate homes, plant community gardens, assist victims of natural disasters, and serve their communities in many other ways. RSVP offers maximum flexibility and choice to its volunteers as it matches the personal interests and skills of Americans 55 and older with opportunities to serve their communities. If you're interested in adding more meaning to your life and improving the lives of others, please call 330-253-4597, extension 166.
Distribution of this program has been made possible through the generous support of the Kaler Law Firm. At the Kaler Law Firm, attorney Jim Kaler helps seniors and veterans who need long-term care keep some of their life savings in the family. For more information, visit www.protectingseniors.com. The mission of the Kaler Law Firm is protecting a senior's life savings.